This is Yankor. So I ended off in my previous interview explaining my experience with the Draconians, and that I really looked at everything in terms of the presentation of themselves, their city, their universe, their existence, that they'd only reveal, just a tad bit of what it is they were actually capable of really doing. So, me and my 17 stooges mostly spent our time with in the Draconian existence. Our first attempts were trying to go unnoticed, which failed miserably, because they could see us, which astounded us extremely because no one really could, we thought. So the Draconians informed us that we are allowed to prod around and have a look at everything, ask questions. They'd be happy to accompany us. So we had our own Draconian guide, a young little Draconian, who showed us around, spoke to us. They had an interesting way of speaking. Their voice, their sound, their language was magnificently beautiful. I know it sounds like I was in love with them. Maybe I was, to a certain extent. But, you couldn't help yourself. They were just, those angel choruses you hear, the beautiful angel voice, angel voices where God comes down or Jesus comes down and you just hear the angels type thing. Yeah, you have that kind of moment when you get to know them. They're just astounding. They're breathtaking. It's not that they're beautiful or anything, they weren't. You wouldn't say they were beautiful races in some of the presence of themselves, but their presentation, just the way they communicate, the way they experiment, build, explore, investigate certain aspects of everything, it was amazing. Like, for instance, they were busy with investigating DNA strands. Yes, there were DNA strands in existence interdimensionally during that time. But we didn't refer to it as DNA, we referred to it as our life essence. Okay? We believe that without that, we die. Yeah. I suppose if human beings' DNA will be removed, I'm sure you'll die. But, we believe that the DNA was God. Was our life essence, was of life. And we started, and the Draconians were the actual ones that started investigating it. Fascinating, it was amazing. So I remember we were walking with this young Draconian boy, and he showed us what they were busy experimenting and investigating, and it was their own DNA strands, which was amazing. To actually explain to you how it looked like and how it worked and how it moved would be extremely difficult. But it was just, my eyes were like big round saucers when I first saw it. I said, wow, is that how I look like? And they said, no, this is our life essence, our life force, the gift of life. That's what the DNA was. So, I noticed one day I was walking past they had these huge buildings, like laboratories almost. And I remember walking past and I saw these Draconians with these metal head things on, with this spiraling wire going up from the center. And they were attached to these huge big tubes. It looked like water. And it was from the water, the water was being infiltrated into the Draconians, and they formed like crystals inside the Draconians. It was fascinating. I don't know what the hell it was. When I asked, the little Draconian boy just closed the door and said, this is not your time yet to understand what is being done here. It looked really strange. It's like this Draconian was standing there with this metal headpiece on, and just looking straight forward, and this water was like being transferred into him and crystallized inside his physical body. So in terms of interdimensionally, you were taught how to see interdimensionally, meaning you were taught how to see through and as everything, but you had levels. So this you were taught in school, etc. So as you progressed in your expansive nature of your learning, you'd be taught how to see interdimensionally, but only through levels. Now, I was only able to see in level 3. You had level 75, where you're able to see literally everything. So you had the level 75. Now, those were your grand masters. That's what we called them. Now, I was only able to see level 3, and that's like really not much. Level 3, you're able to just see through a beam, like x-rays. Yeah. So when I looked through the Draconian, that's what I saw, the crystals being formed. What the hell that was, I had no idea. I'd only discover and find that out later. So, what else is interesting? Well, most of the Draconians' buildings, their planet and their existence was built and designed with mathematical precision, equations. Yes, the Draconians were of the smart mathematical equation existence. Now I've got a little secret that I will tell you in my next interview. What a wonderful closing! This is Yankor. I'll see you in my next interview.